Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 28 of Civilization 5 as Rome. We have managed to take London. We are now working on York. Once again, Pedro beat me to another wonder. It's not the end of the world because I will be taking it from him eventually. We're going to be grabbing that city at some point. But for the moment, we need to finish our war with England. I'm doing my best to try and take York from them because it looks like a nice little city. I don't necessarily need it, but it does have a little bit of aluminium. It has some iron, which we don't really use. And it has a little bit of spare citrus as well. Plus it gives us some more borders to Japan. Makes it a little bit easier to land a ground assault on them. Now, we're also going to have to take Sukhothai at some point. We might even end up doing that by going in via Coventry and landing some units down there. But we'll have to see how things work out down there. Got to be careful of this great general. Not too sure what he is up to. We could actually go ahead and get rid of him if we didn't mind wasting a turn of bombardment on York. And I don't actually think I mind wasting a turn of bombardment on York. We can't actually kill him. I'm just worried that he might be trying to move over here and starting a citadel. So just trying to keep my eye on him for that. In the meantime, though, we are just going to move forward slightly and just continue bombarding York. I really don't think they have a lot of units around here. If he wants to pop this great general here and make a citadel, that's fine, because that land that he takes will be ours anyway once we grab York, so not bothered about that. England stole refrigeration. We don't really care because we're about to wipe them out. We've fallen into major unhappiness at some point. That is probably... that's actually quite interesting. Why have we suddenly gained negative happiness? Is that from... Where are we? Rome. We have civil resistance now. Having freedom isn't helping all that much. We do have some of... Well, we don't have the highest tourism. We do have a fair bit, but... See, we have freedom the same as Brazil. But order is causing some problems with Japan, the Maya, and Siam. Well... We can get some happiness buildings. We can afford to do that, I suppose. Beshbalik has completed the hospital. I'm just going to spend the money and buy a stadium here because we really don't want to be in negative happiness. Do we want to get the forge? Probably not. We do want to get a research lab. Can we go ahead and get a happiness building anywhere else that we could just go and buy? Belo Horizonte doesn't even have a shrine. It is working on a coliseum. It'll probably want walls. It'll definitely want a public school and an aqueduct. A lot of stuff that it needs to build. Rio de Janeiro is working on a stadium. There's nothing we can instantly buy there for happiness. Rome, I think, has all of its happiness buildings. Apart from a stadium, which I can't afford to build right now anyway. Antium is working on a stadium after then research lab. So, okay, we're going to have a couple of turns where we're in negative happiness, unless we can get a luxury from somebody, which it doesn't look like we can. It's not too terrible. I think we'll be okay. Let's just see if we can go around and get the rest of that oil, so we could potentially have ourselves some more battleships. There we go, flip Yerevan. Not too sure what I'm going to do with the other guy. Might have to go and use him on Japan. Or even, yeah, we could use one use down here on this city and another one over here. Don't want to do it twice to the same person because they'll probably denounce us. So, England, what are your plans? I really don't think I have to worry too much about that great general. He's moved away anyway. England's got bigger problems up here. I think he's going to be more concerned with what's happening here than trying to take London back at this point. So I think I just move everything down and go for York. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. It'd be also nice to get some more of these city-states on board as well. Genoa, you actually want our religion. And you're not all that far away either. In fact, there's a couple of places here that would like our religion. Let us instead get you... It's going to take you a while, but let us get you over here, if you can manage it. Unit needing orders. Privateer is going to stay there for the time being, because there's not a lot else going on. So let's move you one tile down. You can move into that tile. And then all of you can just freely bombard over here. Do we have whales, by the way? No, we don't have whales. So if I actually manage to grab York, we'll have another unique luxury, because they have whales down here as well. Hadn't noticed those before. Wow, Japan, that's a navy. Keep it away from me. Look, I mean, they do have ironclads, but luckily they still seem to be using... luckily they're still using frigates. Now, the good thing is, my battleships, not only are they a lot better than frigates, but my battleships also have quite a few upgrades, and their upgrades make them very, very good against naval units. Being denounced by the Maya. Not too sure why he is denouncing us, but that's fine, if if that's what he wants to do. A little bit worried about Japan. Seems to be landing a lot of units over here, but we'll see what happens. We need to get out of this war with England as soon as possible. The sooner that war is over, the better. We don't want to get caught out by being attacked by the AI if they sense that we are weak. So we need to really put some effort into getting rid of York. Work has begun on Cristo de Redentor. Enemy has been spotted near Rio. We need to check that out. Kume has grown. You are now working a 4 production tile. 83 turns until... Well, we don't have happiness, so yeah, work the production tile. That is the most sensible thing to do. Let's get you over here. You're not supposed to be exploring, but we need to get you around. Now, apparently we've spotted an enemy over here somewhere. Singaporean privateer. Now, I don't think ironclads can capture. Privateers can. Yeah, because privateers have prize ships. But these guys don't, I don't think. No. Unfortunately, we couldn't do enough damage to take that out with our privateer, so we'll just go and sink it instantly using our ironclad. Which, is good, because then the ironclad gets some XP. So that's fine. What else have we got that we need to take care of? We're working on these railroads, so let's continue with that. And then I think we are back to bombarding here. Now, they do have an artillery in there. Now, artillery is problematic because artillery can actually hit the battleships. Unfortunately for England, the artillery isn't going to do all that much damage. Artillery is actually quite weak against battleships. Won't be too long before we have logistics on these battleships either, and we'll be able to fire twice per turn. Yep, the mayor has denounced us. So let's go on to the next turn, and let's see what England actually do. Whether or not they will fire directly on me with the artillery. They probably will. There isn't really an awful lot I can do about that. Luckily, we are next to our own territory. I mean, I could, if I wanted, move this battleship into this tile here. That would put all 3 of these battleships within range of York, and it would mean that they can all heal while still being able to attack. So yeah, it's only taken less than a quarter of my health, so I'm not going to withdraw him on this turn, because I'll still use him to fire for as long as possible, and then we'll back him out and we'll heal up. Just don't really have a way of being able to take that artillery or bait it out of the city, so not worried too much about that for now. Obviously, every time our battleship takes damage, it doesn't do as much damage in return. So as you can see, the first battleship, the damaged one, only did 21 damage. And these 2 fully healed battleships did between 25 and 27. We've actually got a Great Admiral, which is really nice. Oh, what have we got selected here? Whatever it is, I don't want to move it. It is you. No. Great Admiral. We would like... where is the Great Admiral? Can't even find him. Cargo ship. You were going to somewhere. Where were you going to? Palenque. Well, carry on with that for now. We'll probably end up going to war with the mayor quite soon, but... oh, there's our Admiral. Exactly not where I expected him to be. What we could do with the Admiral here, just to make life nice and easy for us, is we could move him to a new port and just send him straight to London. Just teleport him over there. That's fine. Then we want to keep moving this workboat over here. And go on to the next turn. Okay, so I fully expect that York is going to bombard that battleship again. We're actually at 0 happiness now. Obviously taking York will cause a few problems there, but then we'll be able to peace out and decide what we are doing. You just going to heal up, because you've got nothing better to do. Still got quite a lot of stuff we need to build. I think we need to get a couple more archaeologists out as well. Here comes in some very slow-moving bombers. Actually attacking Siam's unit, so I can only assume that that has come from an English city down here somewhere. Or is it Japanese? Japan are not at war with anybody, are they? Oh, Japan's at war with Siam. Of course they are. I paid them to do it. So that's Japan attacking Siam. Well, that's fine. You two keep each other busy. I'm more than okay with that. Brazil has a lot of units now. He has a lot of great war infantry. Unfortunately for him, they're all heading over this way, so that might make it a lot easier for me to try and grab Sao Paulo here. Now, one thing that could be problematic with that, of course, is the happiness. That was some sort of deal we had going. No, not interested. Would you be willing to purchase dice, though? You can't afford to pay it all outright. How much gold do you have? 133. Okay, just give me the 7 gold per turn, then. Do we still have that research agreement? Yeah, 1 turn and that research agreement will be finished, actually. And again, yeah, as expected, the artillery's firing at us. Not too bothered about that. City-state's turn. Very soon to be our turn. So, research agreement has completed. Still haven't quite finished combustion. Pedro is plotting against me, which we expected. We were selling wine to Pacal. He probably won't be willing to do that anymore. He's currently... Well, he's denouncing us. I don't know why. Yeah, he's not actually willing to give me anything for that. What about Japan? I mean, you don't particularly like me either. He is actually willing to pay. Would you be willing to give me... Well, you won't give me 7. So we'll go down the ladder until we find what he's willing to give me. Wow, that is quite low. Yeah, nobody else wants wine, though. 3. What did you say you were willing to give me? Your embassy as well? Yeah, okay, fine. I've just noticed there we're actually at war with a city-state that is no longer controlled by England, so we'll make peace with them. Yeah, let's get this Admiral moved out over here so we get the extra damage bonus. I'm not going to waste the Admiral to repair the ships. It's very, very wasteful at the moment to do that. Did I not tell you to fire? Thought I did. We'll have one final shot with this unit. We should be able to take York on the next turn. You guys are just going to carry on working on the railroad. You guys are going to hopefully get safely around the coast. You've got a long way to... I guess what I could do, what I probably should do, is I'll just go down here and escort it the rest of the way with the ironclad. Really makes more sense. So that artillery is most likely going to attack that battleship again. It shouldn't destroy it, but it will take it down to about 1/4 of its health, so I won't fire at it again. Right, now you want to buy wine. I do have spare wine, so yeah, we'll do that. Still don't have any extra luxuries that we could get from people, so we are having some happiness problems. Now, we could go ahead and change ideology. I really don't think I want to do that. It's a very risky thing, changing ideologies. And you lose whatever tenants you had. Cotton from Pedro ended. We are still friendly with Brazil. Or maybe you don't even have cotton to trade anymore. No, you do have cotton. And I will give you 9 gold per turn. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. I was going to say, we don't want to be in negative happiness. Unit needs orders. Okay, so you are going to attack the city. You are going to attack the city. Now, I did say that I wasn't going to attack on this turn, but I am, because attacking gives us enough to actually capture. So we're going to go ahead and capture York. York is ours. Capture the civilian unit which belonged to Siam. Do I really want the missionary? I'm going to take it. We're going to create a puppet. The reason I'm taking the missionary is because if I give it back to Siam, they'll probably instantly use it to start trying to convert stuff. So I'm going to just disband it. They do have a great general here. He can't actually do anything because he's not next to his own borders. We are going to go and try and peace out with England now if we can.
I'm listening.
They are willing to negotiate peace. They don't have anything that they can give me. I guess I could try and take their entire amount of gold.
Of course not.
No, they're not willing to do that. 50? 25?
Of course not.
Literally just the white piece then. Okay, so we're no longer at war with England. We've taken their capital. We have another one of their cities. Unfortunately, it does give us a bit of unhappiness, but I think we can deal with that. Do we want to change ideologies? Let's be realistic about this here. We are getting civil resistance and we're getting minus 25 happiness from having that. What policies do we already have? Because obviously we would lose any policies that we already get. So +1 local happiness from every mint, bank and stock exchange. And specialists producing half the amount of unhappiness. I mean, is that worth the 25 that we would lose? We're also getting great people a lot more quickly. So selecting this button will allow you to change to your people's preferred ideology order. You'll gain 25 happiness, but possess 2 fewer tenants in the tree. I think I'm alright with doing that. Changing ideology will result in 2 turns of anarchy in each of your cities where they will produce no production, no gold, science, culture or faith. It will also drop the number of ideological tenants you have from 3 tenants you currently possess in freedom down to just 1. However, you will gain 25 public opinion happiness. You will also temporarily lose happiness from freedom tenants that you have lost until you select new tenants for your new ideology. We're going to do it. Gets rid of the unhappiness. It is problematic. We can go ahead and pick a new one here. Happiness from monuments is good. Workshops, factories. We can still get the one for great people, but we're going to go for the one from monuments. Get our happiness up. There we go. We're up to 16 happiness. We're going to have a couple of turns now where literally nothing happens. Because we're not producing any science, any culture, any faith, or any gold. But that's fine because we're not at war. And it'll be worth it in the end because we won't have nearly as many happiness problems. It also means that Japan, the Maya, and Siam will like us more. So it gives us more possibility of being able to get declarations of friendship. Here we go, you see, the friendships are starting to come in. So we could potentially get more research agreements, more declarations of friendship. Brazil is now denouncing us. That is fine. He's probably going to be one of our next targets because we've already ticked him off once. He has a couple of wonders that I would like to steal from him, and by grabbing Sao Paulo it gives us a sort of forward city that we can use to attack Marrakesh and Sukhothai. So that seems like a good plan. Japan has now declared war on England. Hastings is probably going to fall. I think Hastings is England's only remaining city. We're not really bothered about it either, so we don't mind that. So we are being denounced by Pedro. That's fine. Let him do that. Borders of Belo Horizonte have grown. It's terrible. I don't care. Borders of Cume have grown. We could get another mine. Whoop-de-doo. Unit promotion. We can have logistics on that battleship. Very good. You're going to heal up. We have a city connection. We have Wales. Singapore desires a trade route. Yeah, stuff and stuff. Stuff about stuff. Yeah, wars. Okay. Still at war with these guys. Don't need to be because... oh no, they're not at war. They're just angry. Fine. What we do need to do, of course, is try and get Vatican City on our side because they have lots and lots of lovely oil. 76% chance of a coup. We'll wait until we get to the end of the 9 turns for rigging elections. Of course, if England get wiped out, we're probably in a good position to be able to take them off their hands anyway. Privateer is just going to heal up. Combustion on the next turn. Now, could we get declarations of friendship with any of these people? What about the Mayans? They're guarded. We'll wait for a little while on those. Now we could try. Do you have any money? You do. Would you be willing to go for a research agreement? You're 22 gold short. So if I were to give you 22 gold, in fact, if I give you 50 gold and you give it me back at 1 gold per turn, you should be willing to do that. And then I'll get 45 out of my 50 gold back. You can't do 45 for 1. They won't do it because they're not making anything from it. So now we should be able to do a research agreement. And we're in the same era, so it doesn't cost me any extra. Okay, that's fine. So let's just make sure all of these ships are just on alert. This missionary we're just going to instantly delete. We don't get any money for it. But at least it's not costing us maintenance now. And we'll let everything else heal up. We're not at war. There's no barbarians around. We should safely be able to go and grab that oil. And you guys are going to go over here and try and flip Genoa, if at all possible. And you're also going to go and try and flip Sofia as well. So you need to heal. So losing a couple of turns of production and culture and faith and gold is unfortunate, but we will catch up. It's not as bad as it seems. And it's certainly worth it to get sort of, 18 happiness back. Denounces us and then wants embassy. Yeah, that makes sense. AI got at AI. You want to continue buying marble from me. Yeah, that's fine. I've also got a spare citrus now as well, so I should have a look and see. Looks like Morocco's potentially the only people willing to buy the citrus. Not an awful lot of point in doing it, because of course we don't actually make any money from anything. I see he has a great engineer down there. Beshbalik has grown. Again, it's just working crappy tires. It'll have to do that for the time being. Karakorum's grown. Let's just go and see if you are willing to buy that citrus. Oh, he seems very grumpy, doesn't he? Will you give me 7 gold per turn? Probably not, because you were only willing to give me 5 for the marble. Yeah, he's willing to give me 5. He still doesn't like me all that much, but that is fine. We'll carry on with the railroad. You have finished working on that. Not a lot else for you to do, really. You've kind of done a good job all round. Go get a trading post up here in the jungle, I suppose. You need to work your way over to the oil. You are going to move on to that tile. We'll pop you on the next turn. Nothing for you to do. And that's all I can do on this video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you're still enjoying Civ 5. And remember, if you're new to the channel and you've enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. And remember to everyone, if you would like to help support me and the channel, there's a completely optional Patreon account that I have. And the link is in the description below the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.